Las Vegas,
Stone Mountain, Georgia,
and Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, right. All right, welcome back. This is the Keto Show with Tom and Mike, and our guest today is Drunken Chef. Chef, how we doing?
What up? What up? I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna give a little background on Chef's channel. Okay, he has some rubs and seasonings and stuff, and also we're gonna talk about how we met and our common existence. It's all about food. So, Chef, why don't you give us a little background on what your channel is about, and move on from
So
there.
a little background on us. We do a lot of barbecue, a lot of stuff outside on the offset smokers, grilling. We do some griddle work. Every now and then we'll do something inside the house. We got a couple little burners that we use. Mainly food. It's all about food, but we also do family stuff where we get my daughter or the family involved in cooking, or we'll do some outdoor activities or things like that. So it's family oriented, lots of food, and maybe a little sippy here and there.
Nothing wrong with a little sippy now and then, that's for sure.
Sippy's good, gulping's bad.
Yeah. Well, it depends what you're smoking. I mean, it could go a different way. So, obviously, we sort of commingle as far as food is concerned and stuff like that. Now, we're a keto channel, and the reason why I asked you up there is because we're friends. We're friends on YouTube, and we go back and forth. We did a couple of collaborations together, and but the whole idea is about the food. So, you can tell us a little bit about your rubs and your seasonings and stuff that you come up with, and how we connected with that.
So when it comes to the rubs, I was buying a lot of different people's product and stuff, and that's tried so many different things out there, some good, some bad. But the main reason for our rubs is because since the beginning of time, everything continues to go up in price. So rather than continue to spend that extra buck or whatever it is that it costs, I decided to come up with our own type of stuff. And that's how we ended up starting that out with just the salt, pepper, and garlic. Excuse me. That's pretty much our base rub. I know everybody uses that in all their products, but I think the difference between ours and theirs is ours is a lot more coarse. So most of the people have it's more of a powder, which is fine. And then so we started out with that one. I think we had that one for like a year. We were using it on meats, salads, fruits, just you name it. It pretty much goes on anything, hot or cold. And so that's pretty much how we started doing that one. But then since coming from the we actually salsas that and decided to go with jalapeno rub and add the jalapeno to the SPG. And then
that was the hook.
Yeah.
That one was the hook.
Let's see. So then someone had asked me about making something hotter because the flavor was good, the spice was good for them, but they're more of a more spicier type of flavor, I guess. So we decided to come out with the habanero one, and the habanero kind of generated from a suggestion from a friend of mine from work, Bobby, but also a friend of mine, Caesar, who has his own little salsa made from habaneros. So we went ahead, I talked to him a little bit, and we came up with that one. Added the habanero to the SPG, and so we came up with that one. Then time went by. Someone asked for something even hotter than that. So we took all three of the ones I just mentioned and put them all together. And that one there is freaking bomb.
Yeah.
When it's cold, it's not so hot, but when you cook with it, it's got more spice to it.
And see, people fail to realize is that
right.
Here's where I differ a little bit with the barbecue world. I see a lot of people heavy with the shakes on it and stuff that they rubs and stuff on there. To me, especially in a restaurant, that's a no. Very lightly, you put it on to get that flavor out. And with your stuff, okay, you want to go heavy with it, you're going to get that heat. You go light with it, it's more adjustable.
Yeah.
To cook with it, and See, I came about with with it because no sugar. I can use it on anything. I mean, keto.
Right.
I mean, I can do anything with it, and that's a good thing. So.
Our rubs is like you said, you can a little goes a long way. You know, you don't have to put very much in order to get that flavor of that heat. If you like more heat, then obviously go ahead and go with it, and you don't have to worry too much about the salt. It is kosher salt, so it's not table salt.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves right here and this and that. But I went a step further, and I took it and I actually injected it. I made a slurry out of it. Okay. Actually, the Ghost. I did your October rub.
Yeah.
And I actually injected that into a chuck. Okay. And then I put it and I slowly cooked it in my Dutch oven. Okay. In the smoker.
Nice.
That's going to be another video that's going to coming up soon. So.
I look forward to that one.
Yeah, it was very, very, very good. Murray, it had the heat to it, but there again, like you said, but that slow cooking on there, you knew it was there, but I didn't overindulge with it. You know what I mean? So it was just a little bit here and a little bit here and a little bit there, and it seasoned up pretty nice. So, well,
when I'm cooking something just for me, I use your stuff. I learned the hard way with what you were saying. It's not really the hard way, but I learned by accident that cooking with it will intensify the heat. Because I'd had it just as an additive afterwards, you know, just sprinkling it on afterwards.
Right.
And it was like, oh, that's good. You know, not you know, it gives a good, nice flavor. I like that. And my wife even, she could tolerate a little of it, and she don't do spicy one bit. And so then I did add it in some cooking one time, and then I took a bite, and I'm like, and it hit me, and I said, "Ooh!" I mean, it turned out. Had I been expecting it, it would have been fine. But you know, when you get it and you're not expecting it, when you get it, it's like, oh, that was interesting. You know, I've done it again since then, but I know it's coming, so I'm good. You know.
Yeah, I do it on shrimp. I do it just about every other night. Marie makes cheese crackers out of cheese, shredded cheese, puts it on a plate. Yeah, keto thing. But she got me one night good. She got me real good. She cut up jalapeno. You know yourself how jalapenos sometimes are not hot at all.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Well, she made with a little bit of onion, a little bit of jalapeno, and she shook on. My favorite is the Ghost, the October one. And she shook that on there, but she got a little heavy-handed with it. And after she takes it out of the microwave, lets it cool, and then she cuts it up, and they're just like crackers. I mean, cheese it. So but I tell you what, I said, son of a gun, damn jalapenos are hot. And I could hear in the other room going, laughing. She says, no, that was the Ghost rub, but it's all good stuff. Now getting back to
that was the Ghost rub.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's my favorite. I like that. I like that a lot. We use it all the time. Just about like you said on salads and everything else like that. We basically use that's like my. I have my Tommy spice that I have, but I use yours for the heat. So now getting back to how we all met. We were talking just before we went live. I think I met you on Devil Dog and Gary.
Okay.
Before they became
what I do.
The thing, you know what I mean? The shows.
Good Top Bad Dog.
Yeah, they were just doing the pop-ups and stuff like that. So I think that's where we started conversing back and forth, and then actually subscribed back and forth. So me and Mike went from the beginning, from the first August of 21 is where we met.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and we both
awesome.
going back and forth because if you mention keto on YouTube and food, it was almost like getting excommunicated. You know,
I used to see that.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys want here? What the hell you want to do with keto? We don't want keto, that stuff like that. But in the long run, it's just food. That's basically what it is. So.
Yeah, everyone I think looks at it as a diet or something to that effect, right? And it's like you said before, it's a lifestyle. And looking into it a little more and hanging out with you guys and watching your guys' stuff, it's not a whole lot of different.
No.
I don't think,
It's not. It's not. I mean,
Yeah.
basically, you're cutting out the starchy foods and the sugar.
Mhm.
You know, everything else, it's just food that you eat. I mean, you know,
See, Chef, the way we do it. I mean, we're not. Me and Mike are not on the same page either when it comes to it. Okay,
Okay.
I'm clean.
No.
I don't eat anything that says keto in a box or anything like that. But most of the stuff that I eat have no labels, so it's all fresh stuff. Okay,
Gotcha.
right then and there. Because I'm type 2 diabetic. That's the reason why. And Mike does it. Mike mostly does net carbs. Okay.
Yep.
So each is different. That's why the attraction watching your channel and with your barbecues and stuff like that, with your different things that you do, there's not much difference.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. So that's what started turning me into watching you, and then from you, other people right down the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Watching your channel, Tom, what caught me was the intro, honestly. The first time I heard your intro, I was like, whoa, look at that. I was like, all right, let me check them out. And there's so many different ways of you creating things, you know, and it just seems awesome. You know, then like you said, we connected, we support each other, and it continued to go. Same thing with you, Mike. Mike, I do got to get more onto your channel. I'm going to be honest with you, but I have watched some stuff, you know, and
it's tough.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate anything anybody does. Anything that I can get watched, I'm happy.
Yeah. So anytime you pop something up, I'm at work or something, I'll have it playing in the background and I'll listen in and things like that. Or you know,
you were one of the bigger supporters when we first started doing this live stuff. You always come in and this and that. And see, that's what people get wrong. Okay. We're different channels. I have one lady that she does the yarn. Okay. She does knitting. Okay. We have really nothing in common, but you know what it is? It's the support that people need. And that's the fundamental thing about having a YouTube channel is, can you learn something? Can you help somebody else out? Okay. And that's basically where we go from there. But early on with you, I'm watching, I'm saying, wow, how many grills does this guy have? How many pits does he have? Yeah. And I'm saying to myself, he's got skills, man, got skills. And then when you brought your family into it, that's the other attraction for me is the family oriented stuff. So
well, no matter how many grills he's got, I'll bet you Kevin from Man Kitchen Recipes has got at least one more.
I would have to agree with that. I seen a video the other day and I saw everything in the background. Like, holy cow.
Exactly. I'll watch his stuff. I'm like, holy cow, I am so envious of what he's got.
When I lived in Florida, I had a golf cart. And on the back of the golf cart, I made a barbecue pit.
Nice.
So we go down to the pool and stuff like that, and I cook and everything like that. But I was rescuing barbecues. I'd go around on garbage day, and anybody had a grill out there, I'd bring it home. Okay. Till one day, Marie's standing out front like this. Put that right back in the garbage bin. We have no more. We got no more room. and that's one thing I do miss out here is I don't have any place for grill or pit or anything like that. So
growing up, we lived in a 2-story house and everything. And I had an uncle of mine who was a welder, worked in construction. And he actually took a 5-gallon drum, cut it in half, made a barbecue grill out of it. Well, who would have known that 20 some odd 30 years later, I'd be with almost the same style of grills known as a smoker. You know what I mean? If I would have known then what I know now, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Right.
you can watch people, okay? You can watch, okay, this and that, and they just regiment it right down the line. But then you see the compassion that people have.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it takes a lot to get up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Start a fire. Okay. Have a coffee, get ready, and have that thing cooked. And then at the end of it, okay, 15, 16 hours later, to have somebody say, that's a little dry. What?
Yeah.
So that's the other thing I wanted to get into. How'd you get started with it?
So with the smoking part of it, well, cooking and grilling, I've been doing it for many years. Back home, back in California where I grew up, like I said, my parents had the barbecue grill. We used to do barbecues all the time. But once I got on my own, became an adult, I just started using propane grills because you can't have real fire in an apartment, right?
Right.
So what I did was took those little smoker boxes, used the wood chips, and just started kind of learning how to do that. Once I came out here to Arizona, I had seen all these different barbecue places. When I went to a place called Rudy's Barbecue, they're pretty much known across everywhere. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's when I pretty much fell in love with, the whole, I guess, Texas style barbecue. So I started looking into that, ended up at Walmart one day and saw my 50-50. And well, it wasn't mine then, but when I saw the price, 50%, it became mine.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started, and I just started perfecting it the first year I was out here. And I already had like rib recipes and chicken recipes. I already had that, but it was all propane. So what I did was just added the smoke to it in the wood.
Right.
That's pretty much how I started.
What your difference between smoking and propane? A lot of guys frown on the gas. Okay, but yet I know a lot of guys that still have smokers and still have the gas grill to go to.
So I have all three. I got the propane. I got just a charcoal box. I have a couple of offsets, and then I also have the griddle. So propane I do use if for whatever reason I'm having a hard time with the fire management because of weather, because we get a lot of wind and sometimes we'll get a little bit of rain, right? And so I'll end up using a lot more fuel than I think I should. And once I start to wrap stuff up, then I'll usually use the propane because it's wrapped, so you're not going to get that propane flavor. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's good to have that propane. Or I just use it if it's during the week and I'm lazy. I'm not trying to fire up the grill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I used to use the propane. I had one grill I paid way back when. I paid close to $5,000 for it, and it lasted for many years. But what I would do is I made a little firebox to put inside of it, fire up the smoke and the chips, and smoke that way, and then turn the gas back on again. So playing with it, it worked out both ways for me. But come home from work, you want to burn a steak. I ain't gonna sit there and wait for charcoal to get heated up and stuff. So that's basically why I stuck with the propane on it.
That's pretty much what I do during the week with the propane.
Yeah.
So
My brother and I.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
My brother and I, we built a smoker. It was basically a pit, and we used concrete blocks, and we got some grating to put on there for the grill top, and it was big. We could put, I want to say it was like 25 turkeys on it.
Wow.
And at one time, and it was indirect heat, had the firebox, had the fire in the front, and we built a chimney in the back and a flue on it where you could open it up and adjust how much you were letting out. You could control the heat real well with it.
Nice.
But you were building a wood fire. It wasn't like pellets and that kind of stuff. It was pure wood. And it was not something you was gonna carry somewhere. You was gonna do it right there. You was gonna do it. So yeah, you'd have had to call a house mover because it was big.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, as far as getting into your passion about it, about cooking and grilling and stuff like that, and then other people start asking you, "Hey, can you cook this for me? Hey, can you cook that for me?" That's a sign. That's a good sign that you know what the frig you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's the gist of us too, because we do have folks that hit us up for ribs, a lot of ribs. We can go through racks and racks of ribs, man. We were doing them like every 2 weeks, where I was doing like 20-25 racks every 2 weeks, and it was like, man,
wow,
that's just, you know what I mean. I'm like, oh no, we're gonna do chicken this weekend. Well, what about ribs? Like,
really?
I appreciate it, but can I get a rest?
Yeah. That's like back in a restaurant. We had these boxes called Alto Shams, okay? And they seafood and steaks. So we did a lot of prime rib. right? And we would do them in the box overnight. Cook at 240, hold at 160, okay, and go through them. I could probably get 15 whole prime rib into that. Then we got another box, okay, that I did ribs in, and it would like almost like fall off the bone. And we would put a little. This is where people have a little crazy idea about it. We'd put a little liquid smoke in it to get the smoky flavor on there. I didn't care for it. You know what I mean? But just
Yep.
a little bit, to get it through. But yeah, I mean, after a while, I think, how about some ribs? No.
Let me ask you this: do you guys like fall off the bone ribs, like kind of mushy?
Yep.
Fall off the bone,
Yep.
or would you rather have a bite through?
No, I like to fall off. I want to put it in my mouth, pull it right off, and look at it and say,
Okay.
I like a little bite. I like a little bite, but I do make baby backs to the point where I can pull the bones out, and then I'll make it like pulled pork.
Okay.
Okay, that type of thing. But not just, I like a little bite to it, like a little.
Well, with that being said, you guys might want to tune into next week, Monday, not this Monday, but the following Monday.
Okay.
Well, I guess this is going to be ahead of time, but on the 3rd, I believe it is, we're going to be dropping a video similar to
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All
cool,
right.
cool.
Because what I like to do also is I'll take with the baby backs, and I take the bone out of it. Get it where it's falling off the bone. Pull the bone out of it, cut it, and put it on a sandwich.
There you go.
Yeah, that or something. Where you could eat it like
No bread,
a
Mike.
wrap or something. This was back when I ate bread, and I'll do that for. I've actually done it on an egg life wrap,
Oh, nice.
and it was good. I toasted the egg life wrap real well, and it was good.
I have a little mixed emotion about what I guess the older I'm getting. Always been beef most of my earlier life, but now I like a little bit more pork. Yeah, actually, the price too has a lot to do with it, but more into the pork end of it. And what I've been doing is I found a couple places that'll actually, you can buy the whole picnic, okay, and they'll cut it for you. Okay, and I'll take them. I'll get them like maybe 3-inch cut all the way down, and I'll do different ways of put it up that way. I've been liking that more and more.
Is that bone in?
Yeah, bone in, and they just slice it. They put it on the bandsaw. They cut it up. You can't find that in a conventional store. It's one of the Filipino stores I have here.
Hey, when you talk about barbecue, I'm from Georgia. I'm a Georgia boy. You talk about barbecue, it's pork. Now we'll eat brisket. Don't get me wrong. We'll eat barbecue chicken, but when you're talking if you're going to say we're barbecuing, it's pork.
Pork, yeah, basically.
And I have a friend of mine that he lives in Kentucky, just outside of Cincinnati, and he'll ask me, he say, "You doing any special cook for like Memorial Day or something?" And I'll say, "Yeah, I'll probably cook up some ribs or something for that." And he'll say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna barbecue." I said, "Oh, what you gonna cook?" He said, "We're gonna barbecue chicken." I said, You gonna do it on a smoke? No, it's gonna be on the grill. I said, that ain't barbecue. That's grilling. He said, well, we put sauce on it. Just because you put sauce on it, don't make it barbecue.
Jeff, what's your go-to dish? What you like to make?
Well, I mean, honestly, it is the ribs because that's our number one seller. But we've done a lot of chicken. We do a lot of chicken for us, aside from the video and the YouTube stuff. It's just easier, cheaper.
Yeah.
So we'll jump in on that.
You guys are everybody's still working too, and you got the family too.
Yeah. But when it comes to the weekend, no. Actually, what it is also is tri-tip. Tri-tip is one of Chef's.
Are you reading my mind? Are you reading my mind?
I want to do a tri-tip so bad I can't stand it. I cannot find a tri-tip anywhere around here.
Really?
I just bought 5 of them. $60. Right here,
Nice.
they're pretty ready. I mean,
that's not a bad price on a tri-tip.
see,
That's a great
and see,
deal.
I have different ways of thinking about tri-tip. To me is like rare on the inside, crispy on the outside, rare on the inside. You know, I put it up on a slicer and stuff like that. I've seen people take it almost to try to make brisket. You know, take like brisket. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did that once.
Yeah, did you like it?
Yeah, it came out good. Well, I mean, it's a little more cooked than normal of what I would like for a tri-tip because I'm more of a medium rare style with a little sear on the outside. But I did it for a video, you know, just for the video purposes and for the channel. And it was good. You know, I don't know that I would do it again, but
Right.
Yeah.
I'll do the video and I'll say, okay, you know what I do is I cooked it. I actually smoked it. All right. What I did was I took it in the black skillet and I browned it up real quick and then put it in the pot out into the smoker. I have an electric smoker, which I'm not that fond of, but it serves the purpose.
It beats the smoker I got, which is none.
I took it, put it in the refrigerator. Okay, and the next day I took it and sliced it up and made the video. Saying, okay, so this is good for the next time we want to have a little tri-tip. We'll put it in the freezer or whatever. It didn't last that night.
That's what happens here when I do tri-tips. They don't last. We can never save it or freeze it.
Yeah. You made that one video and you had your family there and this and that. And I sort of made a comment with, hello, chef. Hello, Mrs. Chef. Hello, little guy chef. Hello, baby chef. I mean, went down. I said, all right, who's the chef?
When you have little chef working with you cooking, I love it.
That's awesome.
Appreciate that.
That is awesome. That is so great to see because you don't see that anymore. Okay, no. I'm 68 years old, and I think it's starting to be lost because you turn around and say, "What do you want to have for dinner tonight?" With my grandkids, Uber. What the hell's an Uber? I never heard of that. Well, we'll order food out.
Can I get it medium rare?
Yeah. So what you do, and also with Gorilla Joe, them collaborations like that, I think that's.
Oh, I love it when he has his son cooking with him.
Yeah, little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, medium. What is it? Medium rare, extra cold from Uber.
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea behind Little Chef and I cooking was the missus trying to incorporate the family and showing, teaching her how to cook stuff and show her life skills. Then with Gorilla Joe getting involved in it, him and I collaborated in the Pit Masters of YouTube. Him and I went up against each other, and he took that win. Respectively, I took the loss. So shout out to Gorilla Joe. And then him and I we became really good friends. Like we talk outside of YouTube, text each other, send ideas, things like that. So I had ran it by him about doing the collab with him and his daughter because he had mentioned wanting to do stuff with his daughter. So that's kind of how all that came about. And now we're trying to get more people involved to bringing up their kids. To do that. Most of the people that we've talked to, a lot of them are kind of concerned only because it's YouTube, it's the internet, and having the kids involved.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But if you're there, you
control it.
Good people that are involved in your channel that'll help control it, like you said, then we're good,
Exactly.
No, I totally agree. And you know what? What a great encouragement it is for the children. Okay, to learn something. Okay,
exactly.
What starts out number one is trust. Okay, hey,
exactly.
I know how I can do this, but I have to have somebody here to help me. Okay?
Right.
My grandson was the one who pushed me to start making YouTube videos. Come on, Pop, you can be on YouTube, cooking. Okay, all right, no problem. And then me and him did one of my early ones. I don't even think it's on him. I don't know if it was taken off or whatever. But just me and him. He did the camera work, stuff like that. It's great. It really is. For the naysayers, as far as I'm concerned, this is an education that this child is going to get. Okay. And who knows where it's going to go. It could be morphed into culinary school.
Agreed.
You know, I mean, just compassion for family, that sort
Right.
of thing.
And I try to bring my granddaughters in when they're here. If they're, I'll ask. I say, "Hey, you want to do a video?" Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I've done, 2 or 3 of them with them when they're here, and they've loved doing it. They had a blast doing it.
And with that said, with the kids and stuff, if the family has a lot to do with it. It's me and Marie. Okay, Marie, I try to keep Marie busy with me doing this, just to keep her from writing stories about having me killed. But 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 Marie's a cook also. Marie she's no stranger to the kitchen either. And when we first started doing the keto stuff, uh, she was like a little, I like my pasta and stuff like that. So watching your channel, Chef, with everybody involved in it opens up the door to a lot of people, a lot of different people.
Yeah.
It's just not another cooking show.
It's just family time, enjoying time together, spending those memories, whether it's here or outside of here. We do stuff behind the scenes too. Not everything we do is recorded, So,
Right.
And that's pretty much the idea behind how the family got involved is, to show that.
Yeah, my son, he growing up, he's full grown now. He's almost 40. But when he was growing up,
Mike.
I know when he was growing up, he was in the kitchen with me, and he wanted to learn, and he did a lot of stuff with me in the kitchen. My daughter couldn't have cared less about being in the kitchen. I couldn't get her to do it. Now he is very good at cooking. He's very comfortable with trying anything. He'll give it a go because he learned, hey, you're gonna make mistakes, just learn from it. Don't be worried about trying it just because you might screw it up. My daughter, she has become a very good cook, but she got to it on her own in a different way. She didn't want to do it growing up, but now as an adult, and she's over 40, she's turned into a really good cook, and I got to give her credit. She learned it all on her own. It was because she didn't get any help from us growing up. Now she'll ask me questions sometimes. Hey, how do I do this? And I'll tell her, that's how you do it, like this and whatever. And she'll say, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But and as long as you get to the being in the kitchen and cooking, that's all I care about.
Chef, you had mentioned a while back on one of your lives or video that growing up, your mom let you do some of the cooking and stuff like that.
I was going to mention that. Growing up, I used to spend a lot of time in the kitchen with my mom while she did dinner. I'd be in the beginning, I would just be standing up against the refrigerator, but then little by little, I would get in there and just do small stuff. There were times where she would be at work late and she'd call me up and be like, "Hey, put a pot of beans on. Hey, I need you to make some pasta or some mac and cheese or, nothing crazy, nothing, I'm not out there in the backyard 15 hours doing a brisket, but I'm just doing something small and light, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the passion comes from, being involved with mom, because she even now to this day she's cooking all the time. Tamales, menudo, pozole, chile rellenos, like she's going, you know what I mean? And she does her food sales as well.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
My mom was a cafeteria manager for the school district. Started out as the cook. Okay, so throughout the years, and she progressed into being, the head honcho. But at home, okay, come on, get up. I remember getting a little stool standing up by the stove, and I'd have to have the apron on the whole bit, and that kicked it off. And it was just and to sit down. If you get the trend of my videos, some of my videos, Sunday is a big deal for me, Sunday dinner. Okay. Because that's when I was the baby of the family. All right. So 4 other siblings were married and off. Okay. And to see them, it was mandatory for them to come to dinner. And it was always a big roast, this and that, the whole 9 yards. And that was sort of my gravitation to it. But it started basically the same way with my mom. Come on. Do that. Hey, when I was 12 years old, I had a hot dog wagon. So I had some bread hot dogs. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay, Mike.
Well, that was my mother. While she didn't really teach me how to cook, she just taught me to be very comfortable in the kitchen. just you're gonna make mistakes, learn from them, and just try not to make them again. And if you do make a mistake, doesn't mean that the dish is ruined. See if you can what you can do with it once you've done it. See what you can make from it.
Yeah.
There
And
you go.
and then Boy Scouts after that taught me with a lot of cooking also, especially with outdoor cooking.
Mhm. Yeah. Now, Chef, do you feel that your channel is like a teaching channel or a how-to?
What's the difference?
That's
Well,
what I was gonna say.
teaching would be this is the way you're going to do it, or this is how I make it, how I, vary from the recipe or stuff.
I think it would be more of a how to because I don't think I do the same as a lot of people. That's just my opinion. And then with having our own rubs, it's kind of different too.
Yeah.
So and doing it with Little Chef, she enjoys this time. So
Yeah.
since her and I've been doing it even before YouTube started for us. So I think it's
Yeah.
more of a how to. Yeah.
So I
You know,
get.
she's gonna go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I guess it's more of a family tradition now because now that she has her own salad dressing.
Oh yeah. She does have her own ranch. She has this little recipe. It's a Little Chef's ranch,
How
and
great
man,
is that?
it is amazing. It's got a zing to it. I don't know. I prefer. We don't buy ranch anymore.
There you go.
Hey,
Like
there you
that.
go. She's gonna hit you up for starting her own channel. She's gonna hit
Oh,
you
she
up.
already
For
has.
yeah.
I can see your banner in the back changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's taking over the show. I mean, a lot of people comment on it as well and say, "Hey, she's going to take over the show," and and everything. And honestly, a lot of what I do with this Drunken Chef barbecue is something is so that I can leave her something. With the rubs, the rubs can go for a very long time after I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's still promoted and people are buying it and all that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not so much the recipes as far as the ribs and things are concerned. I still have to get her into that. But when somebody makes something, your mom makes something, and then you try to recreate that, it never comes out the same.
That was my drift right there, is because everybody says, "Do you have a recipe?" I said, "Watch the video again."
Yeah.
Not that I'm looking for the view, but I have nothing written down.
I don't either. Nothing written.
Yeah, in my realm, my past, I didn't have time to sit down and look through a book.
No.
It was what I knew. How if I did it one time before or something like that, and then you enhance it. Just like
Right.
like some of the other everybody's recipe is different. I just had today. I had one up on chicken cacciatore, and that's an old video that I put up and I redid it again, and it got more hits this time than it did the last time.
Wow.
But the whole idea is you get a different audience too, and there's no rhyme or reason how I was taught how to do it. So for me to write it, 1 pinch of salt, 3 tablespoons of, I don't do that.
Yeah, I've had people ask me for the same thing. Can you put the recipe in the description? Like, nope.
I just described it to you. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When I do seasoning, I don't measure seasoning. I'm not going to sit there and I get a tablespoon of this or a teaspoon of that. I don't do it. I do it until it tastes right.
I mean, some stuff you have to do that. I mean, I've been doing a lot of cooking with alcohol and with bourbon and stuff, with wines and wine reductions and stuff like that. That's the realm I came from. But reason why I cooked with it is because I had a few drinks when I was making the video. Let me throw this in.
I was gonna say, my cooking experiences had a lot of alcohol involved too, not in the food. I used to come home after a night out, and then I'd go straight to the kitchen and be like, "Okay, what are we cooking up?" And that's where I'll be in there cooking. And I'll be like, "Oh, I'm chefing it up." That's where pretty much kind of the name came from.
Well, my brother and I would be smoking stuff on that smoker we built on that pit. It was really a pit. Oh, there was a few cervezas consumed.
And I mean, you can get ugly into it with different channels and stuff like that. How to do this, how to do that. It's all irrelevant because the whole idea is I'm watching you. I want to see what you do,
right?
How you do it. Okay. and you bring a little chef in, okay, and then she's doing this and that, and you can see it's great. It's a good quality thing that you're gonna watch, okay. But I mean, you get watch some of these other videos, and I'm not making fun of nobody or anything like that, but it's so like robotic. Okay, now we're going to come over here. I'd rather watch straightforward stuff and like that.
Oh, you're describing my first videos, aren't you?
Mine.
Thanks, Tom.
No, I'm describing mine.
Be
right back after this word from.
I was at a friend of mine's house, and he was grilling, and he had it up there on the grill, and he had a hot spot, and it started flaring up on him. He said, "Hey, can you go in there and get me some water so I could spray it on there and knock this flare up down?" And I said, and I had a beer, and I just tossed the beer on. I said, "There you go." I said, and he said, "What is it doing?" I said,
"Flavored.
Flare up's gone."
Oh, that's alcohol abuse, man. Come on now. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're watching some freeloader standing by your refrigerator, popping the top left and right.
Well, this guy, he had a favorite beer, and it was we called it OPB, other people's beer.
That's funny.
Yeah. Now I got to ask you a question about. Now this is where I try to pick people's brains because stuff that I don't know. Earlier on, we were discussing before we started this. I'm getting more and more into different ethnic stuff. Now, like I said, I was trained a little bit, in Italian food and stuff like that. But I'm getting more into Mexican food and stuff like that, and I'm finding it very similar to Italian food.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a little bit of technique differences and stuff like that. But I really got into roasting peppers. I really got into rehydrating peppers, the different types of peppers and stuff like that. What's your go-to as far as like your favorite type of peppers to use and stuff like that when you're cooking?
A lot of what we use are jalapenos.
Okay.
Just recently, we did a salsa with serranos. Okay. But in Mexican cooking, a lot of people use serrano peppers and jalapenos. Yeah, just like the go-to.
I learned serranos the hard way. Yeah, and I've had them before. I like a lot of hot peppers, but the serrano seemed to that. And I caught a couple Anaheims. Okay, there again, I think because they're overgrown, overused. Same with jalapenos. Some are hot, some are not. Okay?
Right.
But then I got did some anchovies and stuff like that. Rehydrated them, and I made my own pepper blend and stuff like that. And I find it very intriguing. Really do. Similar, but not.
Yeah.
Okay. Totally different. Making different tacos and stuff like that. And there again, I mean, street food. You can't go wrong with street food.
No.
Right.
No matter what, you can sit down with the shirt and tie on and eat fancy dinner. I'd rather slap it up, with some street food and be happy,
Yeah. It's simple, it's fast, you chop up the meat, grill it up a little bit and throw it in the tortilla with the salsa from wherever, We have our salsa Saturdays that we're doing right now, which we didn't do yesterday, but we have like 4 or 5. So we're doing different salsas every Saturday. If you guys check that out.
Yeah, well,
and that's incorporating our Latino, culture and stuff in different ways of doing salsas.
I found a place. I tell you what, La Bonita, I think it's called. I was in pepper freaking heaven. I've never seen so many peppers in my life. Stacked, I mean, beautiful, stacked, and they were like organized. And then avocado bin that it looked like a dump truck dumped it in there. I mean, super clean. But this place went right down in line with the fresh produce, which I'll never buy produce anywhere else. Okay, it's like 4 miles from my house, and I'll be in there constantly. Matter of fact, I met the manager, and I said, "Do you mind if I take videos in here?" He said, "Well, not supposed to, but I don't see anything." Okay. Then you go around the corner from there, butcher shop. Cut anything you want to order. Nice. Okay. Then you go up a little bit. I never seen so much crema in my life. And then they make their own chicharrones.
Yeah.
I said, I was in breading heaven right there. Buy it by the pound and stuff like that. But there again, very intriguing. The price was right. Okay. And I don't know why other people don't, why other people are stuck on a place that you cannot get what you want.
Yeah.
I agree.
This place, you can get anything you want. Okay.
You
If you
know,
can't find it there, you go to the Asian store to get it.
Sounds like a Mexican store. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I tell people, you know, if you've had a fresh chicharron, there's a difference between it and one out of a bag. It
Yes, sir.
tastes so much different. The flavor is so better,
Yeah.
so much better.
Unbelievable.
You'll appreciate this, chef. I had a friend of mine that I took some meat to. I made a shredded beef dish. It's a Cuban style cook, and I
Okay.
made it and I took it and he tried it and he was saying, "Oh, I thought this was going to be spicy. I thought you said it was going to be Cuban cooking. Why isn't it spicy?" I said, "No, no, no, no. Cubans aren't spicy. Cuban is not spicy. Mexican is spicy. Cuban is not spicy." And he goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yes. Cubans don't do spice. They don't. They do flavor. They don't do spice."
Yeah.
I had a guy say to me one time. He says, "Well, you talk about these different stores and stuff like that. Do you go to what's the Irish store you go to?" I says, "The liquor store. That's where I go."
Oh man, yeah. Well, I got a joke I tell about a liquor store. I tell people start talking about religion, uh, Baptist, Methodist, whatever, and they'll say, and I said, "Well, you know the difference between a Baptist and a Methodist." I said, "No, what is it?" I said, "Methodists will talk to you in the liquor store."
So get back on topic here, Chef. What is your future? What do you see the channel growing bigger than what you already
Well,
are?
No, it's a hard one. I mean, being that we just recently got monetized and everything, we want to continue to push forward because you know what it's like to get that push and grind to get to this point. You know what I mean? And there's so many channels that are out there. There's so much competition out there. I guess you can call it competition. Me, I'm not about the competition aspect of it. It's just for us, just to have fun and do it. I wasn't even planning to do this in the beginning. But I think because we're here now, we want to still continue to push it forward, and we just want to grow organically. You know what I mean? We're not pushing to make this overnight success. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm the same way. We're trying to get Mike to the G note there. It's tough. I mean, it's this.
Yeah.
I started this out like yourself. I thought make a video, put it up, boom, done. Okay, go have a beer. Freaking editing. I was like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Our first video, I believe, was a tri-tip, and it was a 30-minute video, 3-parter, because I didn't know how to edit. And I did it. I was like, let me see what I'm going to do. I think for like the first minute and a half, you're staring at the grill. Yeah, the smoke was a brand new 50/50, and I was talking in the background. Yeah, it's up. It's still up. But it was a 3-parter, 30-minute video for a tri-tip.
My first video is me sitting in front of the computer talking. Okay, I had no business. I mean, my language. One guy says to me, "He's you speak Brooklyn, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." And then I started getting an attitude because I was talking about my doctor. That rat son of a. Remember, he says, "You can't put that stuff up there." I don't give a damn. I don't care if I make another video. Leave me alone. I have one of them deals. But then, okay, you see people interest getting piqued to it, okay, to watch it, the whole bit. And that's when I met Mike. We both had, I think it was the race to 50 between me and Mike.
And you beat me.
To get 50 subscribers, okay?
And, yeah.
But the camaraderie is where I would have never met you guys ever. Nowhere. Okay. This is what's great about this whole thing here. So the future is us all still together, okay, and helping people out.
Yep.
Here's the thing with me. When I started doing this, like I said, wasn't really pushing to do it, but I started watching a lot of different barbecue channels, a lot of different food channels. Once we came up with the rubs that we have now, it was it was being in the barbecue community and seeing how many different people had their own different rubs, and I was like, well, dang, I don't think we're gonna market this place here. So I started branching out, and the reason for that is because I like fishing. I like, watching people growing stuff. I like watching shooting stuff. There's so much different things other than barbecue that I watch. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to start branching out, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? It helped out not only to get our rubs out there across the states. We got some in Canada and Australia, but I've met so many good people out here. You know what I mean? So many different people that have supported us and helped to push us to get to where we're at today. So that's the main thing for me is the community. I'm grateful.
And I think that was pretty much how we all came together, because I would see you on other channels. I was the same way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw you on Belt Loop stuff and on Devil Dog stuff, and I started following your stuff, and yeah, that was it.
You can watch cooking until you go out of your freaking mind with it. Okay?
Yeah.
So I watched. I'm going to tell you a couple guys, Expedition Johnny, Indian Hemlock. Okay, them guys cooking out in the wild. They said, Johnny said to me, he said, Tom, we're going to go out, we're going to put a video up, we're going to rough it. I said, damn, you know what roughing it for me is? When they close off, when they shut down hospitality at 11 o'clock in the hotel. That's roughing it. You know what I mean? But all great stuff. They all cook. We all eat. You know what I mean?
I think that those types of videos and stuff like that are more intriguing than watching a barbecue channel like ours or someone else's that's outside every day on the grill. In my opinion.
Well, there's so many correlations between keto and barbecue. With the barbecue stuff, if you just take the sugar out of it, you got keto. I mean, it's keto.
Yeah.
Well, we got keto rubs.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. No sugar in any one of them.
And that was, and there again, that was why I did a lot of videos with you, with your stuff in there that I posted up there. Mm-hmm. Not because I wanted anything from it, but I wanted to show people that, guess what? I know this guy, okay? And I know what he did with his rubs and this and that. We collaborated back and forth, okay? And there's no sugar in it. So guess what? I can use this. And so can you. Yep. So if you want to cook this way, check this guy out, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm talking about as far as working together. One other thing, I want to throw a cheap commercial in here, okay? Everybody knows Devil Dog, and his wife is Devil Dog's keeper, okay?
Yep.
They just started doing, and I'm going to push this because there again, getting back to knowing Chef and his rubs and stuff like that, they're now making stickers, okay? Jamie's making stickers, and she just came up with a new sticker for me, okay?
Cool.
Great person to work with, very cordial, and I tell you what, good stickers, okay? I go with another place that I've been dealing with since I started YouTube, and this is gonna be my go-to now. So it's awesome. check Jamie out. I think it's Devil Dog's Keeper. I'm not sure of her address, but I'll put it down in the description in the bottom there. But yeah, good stuff. Great price, and they get back to you on it.
Let me add a little something to that. She does have her prices in the community tab for anybody that wants to go and check it out. Devil Dog's Keeper. Yeah, check out the community tab.
So if you need stickers, that's the one to go to right there. So
well I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go. I've been wanting to order stickers, but if I want to do it, when I do decide I'm gonna order them, I'm gonna go to her because I'd rather do it with her than one of the bigger companies and all. Especially since I know when they did your sticker, they did the micro stickers.
I'm just going to get to that. Okay, so knowing knowing Devil Dog and Jamie and this and that. Okay, I can't even see this to even put it up. Okay, but this was the first sticker that I ordered from another company. Okay, and that's what they sent me.
Wow.
I said, "Are you drunk?" I couldn't get a hold of the guy.
Not yet.
What the hell are you talking about? You can't even put that on. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. So for what I paid for them little ones here, I paid less for that. So check it out. Okay. All right. With that. So getting back, Chef, you intrigued me also with a live cook that we did. That was freaking funny. That was great.
That was awesome.
It was good.
Do you see any more of that coming into the future?
Yeah, actually, that now that you mentioned it, because I haven't really thought about it since then. There was another channel that had hit me up and asked me to do a collab with them, and I'm actually kind of still waiting for them to reach out that they wanted to do some live cooks. Yeah, I think we could do something like that. It's really just finding the time. Our grind is real busy over here between me working full time doing this and then little chef schedule. So we'd have to obviously plan that out. So I'm always open to doing live cooks if someone's interested in collabing.
And I see you when you go online and have made and do things. You're up early. You're at work like you're up before Jesus is up.
I'm knocking on his door. Yeah. I'm up at 3 a.m, roughly 3 to 4 in, and getting to work between 4 and 6. It just really depends on how tired I am that day. Yeah. So luckily I work for a company that is pretty lenient. As long as I'm doing my work when I'm there and I get my 8 to 10 hours, I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's tough, man. I tell you what. I mean, but even being retired, okay, and keeping up with this YouTube stuff, and and then the other thing I just started. Holy crap! So yeah, I mean, Marie says, "What do you do?" Here's Marie's trick. Okay, Marie don't feel like cooking. Are you gonna make a video today? Well, you want me to cook? Yeah, well, if you're gonna make a video, I mean, you might as well just. So yeah, and getting back to the family aspect of it, okay. She watches you guys. She's always in there with that, and it's nice. It's nice to back and forth with all of us.
Big shout out to Marie because I do see her come through and watching the sometimes in the premieres or the live. She'll comment.
Yes.
If not, she'll come in the comment section even after the fact and stuff. Yeah. So shout out to you, Marie. Thank you for your support.
I don't know how she does it. I swear to God. I mean, I have a hard time because a lot of times I'll watch later on that night. I'll put it up at night because whatever I'm doing, because you can get locked in. Okay, yeah. I got like almost close to 1,000 people that I'm subscribed to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And different channels. I believe in that fact. If they're with you, I'm with them. You know what I mean.
Yep.
And there's some stuff that's off color like that, and I'll pull it.
As long as they got videos, I'm with them. If they don't have videos, I'm not. I don't see the point in hitting the subscribe.
Well, but I don't know how this does. Now, I'm going to hit you up probably around the end of May, getting into the heat of our time out here out west.
Yeah.
To do another live cook.
All right.
And what I'd like to do is between all of us and throw something up, whatever, maybe ribs. And then just do it and just have a chit chat how we're going to do it. And no competition, never competition.
Never.
And then just sit down and chew the fat. That's all.
That's awesome.
Actually, chew the fat. So,
all
right, Chef, anything you want to...
Speaking of competitions, that Pitmasters of YouTube thing that y'all did.
Yes.
Is there any plans to do another one this year?
That's something that you got to get with Smoking Joe about. I believe he started it. I think this is the third year that they did it. Or this last year was the third year.
Right.
So
right.
I believe they are going to. I don't know. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Chef, I got to tell you, I'm proud to know you. I'm glad we did this.
Me too.
Me too. Appreciate you guys.
No, and you know what? There again, let everybody know where they can get a hold with your rubs and stuff, and that, please.
Yes.
So you guys can reach out to me through email, drunkenchefbbq@gmail.com. But the main way you can get in touch with the rubs is through drunkenchefrubs.com. We have a website. You click on the pictures, and you can go through each one of them. We have the singles, or you can get the quad, which is the salt, pepper, garlic, the jalapeno, habanero, and the summer heat. The summer heat has all three of the previous ones together. We do have a fifth one that we didn't discuss earlier. It is called Ghostly Shadow. It has ghost pepper in there and paprika, salt, pepper, and garlic, and also Tom's favorite. But that one is only available in the month of October, so you guys got to wait and tune in for that in October. DrunkenChefRubs.com.
And I got to tell you, the price is right. So
It is.
and it's good stuff. And enough said with that. So
prices online include shipping, just for everybody, so that everybody knows they include shipping.
And fast. It's pretty fast, and unless you're in Tasmania, but little shout out to Jonesy right there.
Jonesy, what up, Jonesy?
Oh, Jonesy. He's in the land down under the land down under.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a nice looking place. He's a great guy. All right, with that said, I mean, there ain't too much more. Chef, you want to say anything or end up with anything?
I just want to say thank you for having me up on your panel, man. Thanks for the opportunity to be here with both of you and Mike. You guys are awesome, great supporters, and I appreciate you guys.
Yep, right back at you. Right back at you.
I'm with you, man.
All right, with that said, we're going to pull the pin on this one, and let's see. I'm going to go probably have a scotch.
Precedented time for me.
Okay, everybody. Hey, listen, thank you for stopping by, and hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out Mike. We're going to get Mike over to 1,000 and over here, and take care of Mr. Chef over here. Got the Rubs, great channel. Just come on, love and support for everybody. All right, take care.
Peace out.